During lunchtime, when Wyatt Kelce told her friend Emma, "My Taylor aunt is making a baby, she was really sick this weekend," teacher Ms. Davis overheard every word. The 5-year-old's innocent comment exploded like a bomb among the teachers. Was Taylor Swift pregnant? Was Travis Kelce going to be a dad? Wyatt had simply interpreted the stomach bug she witnessed using her own child logic. But this false news was spreading through school hallways and could soon reach the media. The truth was much more innocent and funny than anyone realized. What I'm about to tell you in this story is much deeper and more surprising than anything you've seen in the media. In this story, nothing is as it appears. May. Monday, January 27, 2026, 12:15 p.m. Hillcrest Elementary was buzzing with typical lunchtime energy when 5-year-old Wyatt Kelce dropped what would become the biggest bombshell in the school's recent history. "My Taylor aunt is making a baby," Wyatt announced to her best friend Emma as they sat at their usual kindergarten table, completely unaware that her innocent words would soon create chaos throughout Kansas City's most prestigious elementary school. Ms. Davis, the 3rd grade teacher on lunch duty, nearly dropped her supervision clipboard when she overheard the casual declaration. She'd been monitoring the pickup of dropped napkins near the kindergarten section when Wyatt's clear voice cut through the cafeteria noise. "She was super sick this weekend at dinner," Wyatt continued, already opening her juice box with the confidence of someone sharing important family news. "Uncle Travis had to hold her hair back while she threw up 3 whole times. Daddy whispered to Mommy that we should leave them alone because pregnant ladies need space. And Grandma Donna said she remembered feeling exactly the same way." Emma's eyes grew wide with kindergarten-level excitement. "Really? Taylor Swift is gonna have a baby with your uncle?" "Uh-huh." Wyatt nodded seriously, taking a bite of her peanut butter sandwich. Uncle Travis looked really worried, but also happy crying, kinda like when Daddy found out about baby Finn. "Mommy made me and my sisters be extra quiet the whole rest of the time." Ms. Davis felt her pulse quicken, as someone who'd followed the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift romance like half of America. She knew this would be earth-shattering news if true, but hearing it from Wyatt herself, Travis's own niece who spent every weekend with the couple, made it feel undeniably credible. The veteran teacher tried to convince herself she'd misunderstood, but Wyatt's detailed account eliminated any doubt. The little girl was known throughout Hillcrest for her brutal honesty and her close relationship with both Uncle Travis and Taylor aunt. "Wyatt, sweetie," Ms. Davis said gently, crouching to the child's eye level, "are you absolutely sure about what you saw this weekend?" "Oh yes, completely sure," Wyatt replied with the unshakable certainty only 5-year-olds possess. Taylor kept holding her tummy and saying she felt yucky. Uncle Travis brought her crackers and ginger ale, just like Daddy did for Mommy. Plus, and all the grown-ups kept doing that whispery talking thing. Ms. Davis felt her mouth go dry. Every detail sounded exactly like early pregnancy symptoms, delivered by the most reliable source imaginable. By 12:45 p.m., the news had reached the staff lounge. "Susan, we need to talk," Ms. Davis said quietly to Mrs. Patterson, the 2nd grade team leader, as they gathered during their brief afternoon break. "What's wrong? You look pale." Wyatt Kelce just told Emma Martinez that Taylor Swift is pregnant. Very specific details about this weekend's family dinner. Mrs. Patterson set down her coffee slowly. "Are you certain she wasn't just playing pretend?" "You know Wyatt, she doesn't fabricate stories, especially about family." The details were way too sophisticated for a kindergarten imagination. Word spread through professional whispers during class transitions. By 2:30 p.m., every teacher knew some version of the story. The kindergarten team leader, Mrs. Rodriguez, found herself fielding careful questions about whether she'd noticed anything unusual in Wyatt's behavior. "She did seem particularly chatty during morning circle time," Mrs. Rodriguez admitted to the growing group of concerned educators. "Kept talking about what a super fun weekend she'd had at Uncle Travis's house. I assumed it was typical post-weekend excitement." Principal Johnson discovered the situation when his secretary, Mrs. Kim, appeared in his doorway with an expression he'd learned to dread over his 15 years in administration. "Sir, there's been some Is significant chatter among staff today regarding the Kelce family. When Mrs. Kim explained the circulating information, Principal Johnson felt an immediate migraine forming. He'd managed media attention around the Kelce children before, especially since Travis's high-profile relationship began, but this situation carried unprecedented implications. Have we confirmed the source reliability? He asked, though he already knew Wyatt's reputation for straightforward honesty. It's Wyatt herself, sir. Multiple staff members overheard her giving very detailed accounts. Principal Johnson understood immediately why his teachers were concerned. If this information leaked beyond school grounds, Hillcrest could find itself at the center of a celebrity media frenzy. The potential liability made his stomach churn. Meanwhile, Wyatt remained blissfully unaware of the administrative crisis she'd created. She was focused on her afternoon art project, carefully adding stick figures to her family drawing that she'd proudly labeled Uncle Travis, Taylor Ant, and a small circle she was coloring in Taylor's midsection. Mrs. Rodriguez, Wyatt called during quiet creative time. Should I draw the baby outside Taylor Ant's tummy or wait until it grows bigger? Mrs. Rodriguez felt her chest tighten. Another confirmation from the child, delivered with characteristic kindergarten directness. How about we focus on drawing everyone just as they are right now, honey? Mrs. Rodriguez managed, though her mind raced with implications. As 3:45 p.m. dismissal approached, the teaching staff found themselves in the unprecedented position of potentially possessing explosive celebrity information. Principal Johnson made a firm decision during the final staff check-in. Under no circumstances does this information leave our building, he announced quietly to the assembled teachers. If accurate, it's not our business to acknowledge. If inaccurate, we risk spreading damaging rumors about public figures. Professional discretion is absolutely essential. When Kylie Kelce arrived for her typical punctual pickup, several staff members seemed unusually attentive, though she attributed it to normal curiosity about their high-profile family connections. How was your day, baby girl? Kylie asked Wyatt as they walked toward their SUV, where Elliot, Bennett and Finn were already buckled into their car seats. Really awesome, Mama, Wyatt said happily. I told Emma about Taylor Ant's baby, and she got super excited. I think she wants to help with babysitting duties, too. Kylie stopped walking so abruptly that Wyatt bumped into her legs. What did you tell Emma about Taylor, sweetheart? About the baby she's making, Wyatt said innocently. From when she got sick this weekend, remember? Emma thinks it's really cool that I'm gonna be a cousin again soon. Kylie's blood ran cold. She quickly glanced around the pickup area, but the usual chaos of dismissal made it impossible to determine if anyone had overheard. Let's get buckled up and talk in the car, Kylie said, forcing calm into her voice while her mind calculated potential damage control scenarios. Once they were safely driving away from school, Kylie knew she needed immediate clarification. Wyatt, honey, tell me exactly what you shared with Emma about Taylor. I explained how she kept throwing up at dinner and Uncle Travis was taking super good care of her, Wyatt said from her booster seat, and how all the grown-ups were acting special and whispery, just like when you had Finn in your tummy. Kylie realized instantly what had happened. This past weekend's family dinner at Travis and Taylor's house had indeed been disrupted when Taylor came down with a stomach bug. She'd gotten sick several times throughout the evening, and Travis had been incredibly attentive and protective. In Wyatt's 5-year-old logic, witnessing Taylor's repeated nausea while adults whispered concernedly and Travis acted extra caring had obviously triggered memories of Kylie's pregnancy with Finn. The child had simply connected the dots in the way that made perfect sense to her developing understanding. Sweetie, Taylor was sick because she caught a stomach bug, not because she's having a baby, Kylie explained gently. Sometimes grown-ups get the same kind of tummy troubles you girls get. Wyatt looked puzzled in the rearview mirror. But Uncle Travis was acting exactly like Daddy did during Finn time. That's because people who love each other always take care of each other when someone feels yucky, Kylie said, already mentally calculating how many classmates might have heard this story. The moment they reached home, Kylie speed-dialed Jason at the training facility. We have a code red situation, she said the instant he answered. What happened? Jason asked, his voice immediately shifting to high alert. Yeah, Wyatt announced to her kindergarten class that Taylor is pregnant. She misinterpreted what happened when Taylor had that stomach bug this weekend. Dead silence stretched across the phone line. Oh no, Jason finally said. How widespread do you think this got? Unknown, but she definitely told her best friend, and you know how kindergarten information travels. Plus, I'm almost certain teachers overheard. We need Travis and Taylor here immediately, Jason said. If this spreads beyond the school building, they'll be dealing with pregnancy speculation in every entertainment outlet by tomorrow. When Jason explained the situation to Travis, his younger brother's initial reaction was surprised laughter. Wait, Wyatt thinks Taylor's pregnant because she had food poisoning? That's actually pretty sweet that she's so excited about us having kids someday. Trav, this isn't funny, Jason said firmly. If this rumor escapes kindergarten, you and Taylor will be fielding pregnancy questions for months. The reality hit Travis immediately. He understood how quickly celebrity pregnancy speculation could spiral, especially when seemingly confirmed by family insiders. What's our move here? Travis asked. Family meeting tonight, Jason decided. We need to help the girls understand the difference between illness and pregnancy and emphasize keeping family information private. That evening, the entire Kelce clan gathered in Jason and Kylie's living room for what would later be remembered as the Great Baby Misunderstanding Summit. Girls, we need to discuss something important that happened at school today, Jason began, addressing his 4 daughters seated on the sectional sofa. Wyatt immediately looked worried, sensing trouble from her parents' serious expressions. Am I in big trouble? She asked in a small voice. No, baby, you're not in trouble at all, Kylie assured her quickly. But we do need to clear up some confusion about what you shared with your friends about Taylor. Travis, who had arrived with Taylor just before the meeting, knelt in front of Wyatt's spot on the couch. Wyatt, do you remember telling Emma that Taylor and I are expecting a baby? Wyatt nodded solemnly, because she was so sick this weekend, exactly like Mama was with Finn. Taylor, who had been quietly observing, decided to address this directly and gently. Wyatt, sweetheart, I was definitely sick this weekend, but not because I'm having a baby, she said warmly. I ate something that disagreed with my stomach, which made me feel really yucky. It was different from when your mama was pregnant. But Uncle Travis was taking care of you the same exact way, Wyatt protested, still confused. That's because when people love each other, they always help when someone feels bad, Travis explained patiently, just like your mama and daddy take care of you when you have a fever, or how you help your sisters when they're sad. Jason leaned forward, knowing they needed to address the bigger picture. Wyatt, honey, when you shared that exciting news with your friends, it probably made them really happy and surprised, he said. Sometimes when kids hear special news like that, they tell their families. Oh, and then those families might tell other people. The thing is, Kylie added carefully, Uncle Travis and Taylor are very famous, so when people think they might be having a baby, lots and lots of people become interested in that information, even people who don't know them personally. Taylor reached out to take Wyatt's hands, making sure she had the little girl's complete attention. Wyatt, I want you to know that someday Uncle Travis and I absolutely hope to have children together, and when that happens, you'll definitely be one of the very first people we tell, she said sincerely. But right now, we're not expecting a baby. I just had a regular old stomach bug. So I accidentally told Emma something that wasn't true? Wyatt asked, looking genuinely distressed about potentially misleading her best friend. You told Emma what you believed wasn't true based on what you observed, Travis said kindly. That's completely different from lying, but now that we've explained what really happened, it's important that you help us fix the misunderstanding. They spent the next 45 minutes helping Wyatt grasp the difference between illness and pregnancy, while discussing the importance of being thoughtful about sharing family information at school. Sometimes grown-ups have private things happening that they're not ready for everyone to know about, Kylie explained, not because they're keeping mean secrets, but because some things are special and should only be shared with close family first. By the conversation's end, Wyatt fully understood her mistake and was eager to correct it. Why, can I tell Emma tomorrow that I was wrong about the baby? She asked earnestly. Absolutely, Taylor said, and if any other friends ask you questions, you can explain that I just had a stomach ache and I'm feeling much better now. The next morning, Kylie personally walked Wyatt into her kindergarten classroom, something she rarely did. She wanted to be available if Mrs. Rodriguez had concerns about yesterday's events. Mrs. Rodriguez, Kylie said quietly while Wyatt organized her backpack. I wanted to address something Wyatt may have mentioned yesterday. Mrs. Rodriguez's expression immediately became carefully professional, confirming Kylie's suspicion that teachers had indeed overheard the announcement. Wyatt had a misunderstanding about why Taylor wasn't feeling well this weekend, Kylie explained diplomatically. She mistakenly thought Taylor might be pregnant, but it was actually just a stomach bug. We've discussed the difference, and she understands her error now. The visible relief on Mrs. Rodriguez's face was unmistakable. Thank you so much for clarifying that, she said. We weren't sure how to handle the situation appropriately. We really appreciate your discretion, Kylie said. Wyatt plans to correct the misunderstanding with her classmates today. True to her word, Wyatt sought out Emma immediately during morning free play. Emma, I need to tell you something important about Taylor Ant, Wyatt said with 5-year-old seriousness. I made a mistake yesterday about the baby. Emma looked disappointed. She's not having a baby. Nope. She just had a sick tummy like when we eat too much Halloween candy, Wyatt explained matter-of-factly. Mama and Daddy helped me understand the difference. Taylor was throwing up because of a bug, not because of a baby. Throughout the morning, as other children who'd heard the news approached Wyatt with questions, she dutifully corrected the information with the same straightforward honesty she'd used to spread it initially. By lunchtime, the kindergarten class had moved on to other topics with typical 5-year-old attention spans. But in the staff lounge, the relief among teachers was palpable. Crisis successfully averted, Ms. Davis announced to the group of educators who'd spent 24 hours anxiously wondering about potential fallout. Principal Johnson, who had spent his evening reviewing the school's policies on celebrity-related incidents, felt enormous weight lift from his shoulders. I believe this experience has reinforced for all of us the critical importance of maintaining absolute discretion regarding information from our students about their high-profile family members, he said during their brief afternoon debrief, even when that information comes from our most reliable sources. That evening, Travis and Taylor had their own private conversation about Wyatt's innocent mistake and what it revealed about their relationship's future. You know, Taylor said as they prepared for bed, it was actually really sweet how genuinely excited she seemed about the possibility of us having a baby together. She absolutely adores you, Travis said, wrapping his arms around Taylor as she brushed her teeth. All 4 girls do. You've become such an integral part of their world. I love being part of this family, Taylor admitted. And honestly, when we are ready to start having children, I hope they'll be just as enthusiastic as Wyatt was yesterday. They definitely will be, Travis said confidently, though maybe next time we'll give them a little more context about timing so they don't accidentally announce it to the world before we're ready. Taylor laughed, remembering Wyatt's earnest expression when she'd shared the news with Emma. Actually, it's kind of wonderful to know that when we do decide to have kids, we'll have 4 built-in babysitters who are already this invested in our hypothetical children's well-being. The incident quickly became a cherished family story, albeit one that would be retold at future gatherings with great affection for Wyatt's innocent misunderstanding and pure intentions. More importantly, it deepened the bond between Taylor and all the Kelce children, who learned that even when they made honest mistakes, the adults in their family would help them fix things with patience and understanding rather than anger or punishment. For Taylor and Travis, it served as a heartwarming preview of how enthusiastically their future children would be welcomed and celebrated by the family they'd already built together. Looking back, everyone agreed that Wyatt's misunderstanding had actually been a blessing in disguise. A gentle reminder that love, family, and the excitement of new beginnings were the things that truly mattered, regardless of timing or public speculation. And someday, when Taylor and Travis were ready to actually expand their family, they knew they'd have the most enthusiastic announcement team imaginable. 4 little girls who couldn't wait to become big cousins and help with every aspect of welcoming new babies into their beloved, chaotic, wonderful family.